Hello everybody, Clarence Chongo from Financial Insight here in Kitwe, where we've set up a media room at the conference that's being hosted by the European Union as part of their activities under the EU Zambia Business Forum. We are at Garden Court Hotel and it's day 2 of this conference, and I'm sitting here with Hastings Phiri, who is a director at Horion Business Solutions, or what's the company name? Horion
Business Solutions.
So I got it right, Horion Business Solutions. Welcome to Financial Insight.
Thank you, and welcome viewers, or should I say good evening viewers.
Indeed. So, it's day 2 of the conference. It's been a hectic 2 days of a lot of activity. And what are your key highlights, takeaways, the things that you enjoyed and valued the most at this conference?
Well, the first thing is that Zambia has hosted this program, which has brought in a number of people that are potential investors in this country. Then secondly, it's a discussion that has been going on, which is there to help out within the country how we can tackle and grow copper production in Zambia, as well as bring in the aspect of environment.
Okay, so given us ourselves as a country what in my view is a very tough ambition, because currently we're producing somewhere between 700 to 800 metric tons of copper per annum, but we feel that within the next 8 years we ought to transition to 3 million metric tons. Do you think this is achievable?
It is achievable in the sense that if we combine both large-scale mines and also the artisans and the small scales, if all do the production, this is achievable. Because in each sector there are a number of quantities that are able to be produced that add value to the country's economy.
Indeed.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about Horion Business Solutions. What are your core activities?
Our core activities are mainly to bridge up the gap within the mines and also to participate in mining as mining itself. So we offer solutions as well as take active role in mining as well.
Okay, and so you've been present for both days of the conference.
Yes.
And what are the things that you've enjoyed the most in terms of what you've seen and heard, and what's attracted your interest the most?
Okay. One thing that has impressed me is the way the participants are willing to fully, should I say, engage themselves in the production as well as manufacturing and also the export part, and various numbers of entities coming together to consolidate over the copper issue.
Indeed. Indeed. So the theme for this conference is growing the copper industry in Zambia through green value chains.
Yes.
What do you understand that to mean? How can we break that down to our good viewers out there?
Yes, the simplest way of breaking this down is identifying all entities of copper production, starting from those that are in large scale, medium scale, and then artisan mining, all participating in production. And then not only participating, but they also have to be responsible in terms of the environment. So this is where the theme is focusing on. So we'll grow together, but we need to be responsible for the environment, that we do not destroy our own environment through mining, but we need to look after our environment as well.
Indeed. Thank you very much. So your operation is based in Mansa, I understand.
Yes.
And what's the scale of your operation, if you're willing to share some of that information with us? And what are the things that you would like to see happen in the mining industry that will make your business life easier?
Okay. Number one is in Mansa we are looking at copper and as well as other minerals like manganese. What is it that we would like us to look at, or maybe just rephrase this?
So I asked about the scale of your operation.
Okay.
In terms of, I don't know, quantities, or maybe how many people you're employing. Because I don't think a lot of people are aware that mining happens even as far as Mansa, because everybody thinks it's just happening in the copper belt. Okay.
Mining is everywhere. Even in Lusaka, there are copper mines that are there.
Okay.
Yeah. Lusaka, Mombwa, Wapula, Northern Province, there's copper.
Okay.
But what is it that we are looking at, or the sizes that we are looking at? Well, God willing, we may employ maybe 500 to 1,000 workers, depending on how.
That's a large-scale operation.
Yes.
Okay.
Depending on how production will be.
Indeed.
Because what determines the number of people is also production and the resources that you have to maintain your workers.
Absolutely. And then the second part of my question was that I can imagine that there are things that you wish could happen to make your business life easier. Are there such things for your entity specifically that you wish A, B, C, D could happen, and that will make our business on a more surer footing?
Yes. One of those things is if the country would have availability of resources that it could give to mines, that would make life easier.
And what kind of resources would those be?
Grants as well as loans.
Okay.
Those,
so financial
yes,
resources.
Yes.
So you are looking for more investment into your operations?
Yes.
Okay.
Looking at mines operations, they require a lot of resources.
Indeed.
It's not a simple thing that one will just dream and do. This is why you find a lot of mines have been closed in Zambia. One may own a mine, but it's not functional. It's because there are no resources to support our own local people. So if these finances could be available, then mining in Zambia would be easy to take place.
Okay. I think the conferences like this one, the EU is trying to help unlock capital.
Yes.
And also create linkages so that you can network with more investors. Do you think that this has been helpful?
Well, to some extent it is. In that when we look at what has been discussed is that everyone is looking forward to put in finances, and EU has brought in the issue of partnership. Though as at now it does not have the funds to support, but it has brought in entities from these countries which are willing to come in with the funds. So that's the part which is there. But the other part which which is a bit tricky, is the EU is willing, but we do not know when it will have the funds which it can actually bring in, so that our sales can actually benefit from it.
Indeed.
And then looking at time, we do not know how long it will take. That becomes a challenge on our side, because everyone looks at, or everyone is looking forward to, as soon as possible, that the programs begin.
Indeed.
Yes, and that's the greatest challenge that is there at the moment.
Another part of the conference is obviously the networking aspect, where you make connections with potential, business partners. How has this been for you? Have you found that aspect useful?
It has been very much. There have been a number of potential people that we have met, and this is a promising thing. But just as I had mentioned, to say we do not know how long these talks will take. Until when we reach to the end and we see ourselves signing, that's the only time when it becomes more profitable.
Indeed.
But as at now, it's just a discussion.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Hastings, I wish you all the best at Horion Mining, and I hope that you get some benefit from this conference, and that you've made connections that will be helpful for you in the future. And I would like to extend a note of thanks to you for sitting here with us with Financial Insight. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate for having invited me to your program, that I may take part in the interviews. Absolutely.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there we are. Hastings representing Horion Business Solutions, and this is Clarence Chongo from Financial Insight and Get to Know.